We are now live streaming, and the presentation will begin in about 4 minutes. Thank you. It is now 5 o'clock. We're going to start our session in 1 moment. Again, finally, we ask that everyone mutes their audio and turns off their camera during the presentation. If you have a question, please use the chat feature at the bottom of your screen to ask questions. We have a staff member monitoring the chat, and we will respond to questions. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our middle school, summer school principal, Ms. Delfico, to go ahead and walk us through the overview of the program.
Good evening. How are you guys tonight? I hope you are doing well. I am very excited to be here this afternoon to talk about the summer school program. Ms. Cox, do you have the PowerPoint? Great, thank you. So we are talking about the 2021 middle school program to re-engage, reconnect, and reimagine. And I am the principal for the middle school program. My name is Janet Delfico, and I am currently the student advancement coach at James Blair Middle School. But I've also been a part of the summer school program for 8 years. I was a teacher for the elementary side, and I'm really excited to now be a principal this year. On the screen, you can see my email information, my cell phone number, and the phone number to James Blair Middle School for the summer school program. When you call James Blair, you will give you an option to press 1 for the summer school program, and that will ring in the building. And now I'd like to introduce you April Taylor Temple, who is our site lead for the Hornsby Middle School. April?
Hello, everyone. As she said, my name is April Taylor Temple. I am the student advancement coach at Hornsby. So this summer, I will be the site lead. And so as you can also see below is my information. As you call Hornsby, like Ms. Delfico said, if you press 1, you would reach the summer school office.
Now, just be aware that the summer school phones have not totally been set up yet. So if you do call James Blair or call Hornsby, then just ask for us. Don't press 1 on the summer school phones because the phones will not be set up probably until officially on next Tuesday. So just go ahead and ask for us through the office. All right, Ms. Cox, thank you. All right, so today we're going to talk about dates to remember, staffing and building sites, our curriculum that we're using for summer school, this daily schedule, COVID mitigation, and things for your child to bring, the bookmobile and book fair, and also the dress code. So first thing is dates to remember. Summer school starts next Tuesday, July 6th, and it will end August 5th, which is a Thursday. The school starts 8 o'clock in the morning and ends at 1 o'clock. So it's a little bit longer this year than in the previous years. There will be 2 book fairs, one at the Hornsby Middle School on July 15th and one at James Blair Middle School on July 22nd. And we will talk more about that later in this web. So this is different. Usually middle school is 1 site, but we have 2 sites this year, so we can invite more students at Hornsby Middle School and at James Blair. Classes are going to be grouped together. So 5th and 6th graders are going to be in classes together, and 7th and 8th grade are going to be together. We are lucky enough to have highly qualified teachers throughout the middle school system, and also for our 5th graders, we do have a few 5th grade elementary teachers that are certified to teach 5th and 6th grade. So we're excited to have them in the building as well. And our curriculum this year is being guided by our WJCC math and English coordinators. They have been a great help. As a matter of fact, they were in the building today working in collaboration with our teachers. So there are a lot of things that are going to be happening during the day. Not only are they going to be learning their English language arts standards, but their math standards, and the standards that have been chosen for them to concentrate on are standards that we have looked throughout the county that we feel that students need to continue building and gain strength in those skills. We're also going to have team building activities, especially on the first day, so kids get to know each other, get back into the practice of being in a school building. We have a lot of students that have been remote all year, either virtual academy or remote, so it might be their first time entering into a building. We also going to have a social emotional learning through our Second Step program. It's a really exciting program, and kids are going to learn how to build goals, talk about relationships, communication, and how to deal with frustrations and things that come their way. And then we're also going to have enrichment programs that deal with real world application of the math and learning language arts skills that they are learning during the day. We're very excited to have school counselors. It's the first time that we're going to have school counselors at summer school. So we have Mrs. Hilliard for James Blair, and we have Mr. Denny at Hornsby. They are going to be working with students that need help during the day. They are also going to push into classrooms, do team building activities, work with social emotional lessons. They're going to be working closely with the teachers and collaborating to give them the guidance they need to help our students this year. So we are very excited about that. So here's what the schedule is going to look like each day for the students. They will arrive at 8 o'clock and eat breakfast in the classroom. Breakfast is free. It will be a bag breakfast that they come in just like they were doing through the normal school year, and they will grab it down in the cafeteria or in the hallway, depending on the school, and take it to their classroom to eat. Then from 8:15 to 10:10, that's when we will have our math and reading remediation with the teachers. Then from 10:15 to 11:10, some days they're going to stay with the same teacher all day. Other days, that's when I said the counselors might push in, We're going to have some volunteers helping out. So just know that the majority of the time they will be with their teachers. From 11:10 to 11:30, it is not a bag lunch. I just found out today that it actually is a warm lunch from the cafeteria that the kids will go down, pick up, and bring back to their classroom and eat. So we're excited about that. They'll get drinks along with their lunch. And again, both these lunch and breakfast are free. So there is no cost to the student. That is continued on from the school year. But students are allowed to bring a breakfast or lunch with them if they choose to. It is up to them. From 11:30 to 1 is our enrichment lessons, where they're going to be doing real world applications, fun activities, but still learning at the same time. And then 1 o'clock is our dismissal. I forgot to put on this slide. Kids will be in a class. So your child will, let's say on Monday, be with their math teacher, but then on Tuesday, they'll be with their language arts teacher. Then Wednesday, they go back to their math teacher, and Thursday, they go back to their language arts teacher. So they may be in a class A, but each class has one language arts teacher and one math teacher. So they will go back and forth to a different teacher each day. Sometimes the teachers will work together and collaborate together, and they may meet as a whole class and do activities together. So just want to let you know, they won't be with just one teacher throughout the week. They will be flipping back and forth between teachers. Thank you, Ms. Cox. All right, I know it's hard to believe because we're all kind of walking around now, going to places without our mask, but COVID is definitely still exists. And we are going to be consistently using our mitigation strategies in the buildings this year. So what is that going to look like? Yes, we are still wearing masks in the building. Students are required and staff members are required when students are in the building learning to wear a mask. They will need to wear it the entire time. If they come to school and their mask breaks, we do have extra masks to provide to them to wear for the rest of the day, but it is required that it be worn over their nose and their mouth for the safety of our students. Also, social distancing 6 feet or greater is going to continue. If possible, we will have the students' chairs 6 feet apart. If 3 to 6 feet, we're going to keep on with that social distancing inside the building. We are allowed, if they're outside doing an activity, that they can take their mask off outside, but again, they still need to remain the 6 feet apart. We're going to limit those social interactions to less than 15 minutes. So, you know, if they're really close to each other, it can't be longer than 15 minutes. We're going to encourage them to continue to frequently wash their hands. We're going to have hand sanitizer stations around the building so they can use those. Cleaning protocols, if teachers need to, they have our cleaning sprays that we use in the rooms to clean the rooms at the end of the day before another student comes in to another seat. Students will have assigned seats, and we'll continue to follow that protocol. Most important piece, stay home when you are sick. Use our symptom checker, which we're going to discuss on the next slide. Remember, if your child wakes up and they have a fever, please don't send them to school. If they are waking up with a new cough, shortness of breath, chills, a sore throat that attributed to something new. Sometimes if they have allergies, they may have a sore throat, but if you can attribute it to allergies, that's fine. Muscle aches, loss of taste or smell, a headache, vomiting and diarrhea in the last 24 hours, congestion that may not be attributed to maybe allergies, and contact with someone that in the past 14 days was suspected or confirmed COVID. It is really important that we follow these guidelines because there is no online learning for summer school. If a child comes into the building sick and we find out that they are attributed to COVID symptoms, and we have to let some children go home, or we have to close certain sections, then there is no learning online for those students, so they will be lost. So it is really important that we ask you to follow these guidelines. If your child is feeling sick, please don't allow them to come back into the building. We would really appreciate that you follow these rules. All right, thank you. Okay, very important things to bring. Number one, plastic water bottle. The water fountains are still turned off because of COVID mitigation guidelines. So we do need your child to bring in a plastic water bottle. If they don't have one, we can give them a cup, which they will keep. But if they have one, we really like you to bring them in, and then they can keep them in the school. They don't have to take them home. They can keep them in the school each day. We have markers to mark their names on it if you don't have it, to make sure they keep track of it. But that will, solve the problem of it getting lost if it stays in the building in their classrooms. Again, we must wear a mask on the bus and in the building at all times. If your child chooses not to eat the school lunch that is provided by the county, they may bring a bag lunch with a drink, but please make sure it's in a paper or plastic container, no glass drinks, aluminum cans, things like that. And please no candy or sugar drinks. A teenager on sugar and caffeine is not what we're looking for this year. Okay, thank you. Dress code. Very important to follow the dress code. Shoes are to be worn at all times. Biker shorts or pants, halter tops, spaghetti straps, very short shorts, jeans with excessive holes and short skirts are not permitted. I do know this is the style right now for young ladies are short shorts. So we usually try and follow the fingertip rule. That's where you straighten your arms beside your leg. And if your shorts or skirt touches your fingertip, then they are long enough. If it's just like a centimeter or two below, I think we're going to be okay with that. But if it's really a short, then we will be giving you a call and asking you to provide clothing, to come by the school and provide clothing for them or to pick them up. So please make sure that have that conversation with them so we don't have to bother you during the day. And also making sure it's another style right now are having rips in your pants and your shorts. Again, if there's rips in the knees or below the knees, that's not a problem. It's just if there's rips higher up, that could be a problem. And we just need to make sure that we're wearing appropriate clothing. Makeup and excessive jewelry are also discouraged. Hats and caps are not worn in the building unless the teacher gives permission. And sometimes it can be a reward to wear a hat or things like that. So it can be allowed sometimes. The book fair. Students will be able to check out books through, not the book fair, the bookmobile. Bookmobile is a little bit different. We used to have the van come in, kids go on the bookmobile and check out books. Can't do that because of our COVID mitigation rules. So students will still be able to check out books through their teachers. They'll have access to the Williamsburg Regional Library, who has been an amazing community partner for us. They can find books online and the teacher can go ahead and order them for them. Then the bookmobile will deliver them to the school. They will have to stay at the school though. They cannot go home, and the student can read them during the break times. They might have a reading break during their day, so they can have access to the books within the building. We will also have the book fair for the Williamsburg Regional Library again, and it's an amazing program where they provide a free book for each student. You do not bring money that day. The students go through a lot of choices. I can't even express how many books they bring, and they walk home with a book that day. So it's a wonderful program that we continue to do every year, and I'm very grateful for the library for continuing this service for us. All right, buses, how to get here. So when you go onto the main website, Williamsburg James City County Public School website, and you'll see up there, it's wjccschools.org. Sometimes you might have to scroll down a little bit, but you'll see that little white bus where it says bus routes. You're going to go ahead and click on that, and then you type in your address and your child's grade and scroll down a little bit, and it will tell you the time that your bus would be picking you up and the time that will be dropping you off. If for some reason you go on there and you do not find your child's name, please go ahead and reach out to myself or Ms. Taylor Temple, and we will see what's going on. First, try and reach out to us first, because we want to make sure that they're on the list, and we can help you sort that information out. But that's where you can find their morning, afternoon bus trip information. All right, so Ms. Taylor Temple, do we have any questions?
Yes, we actually do. The question is, what is the earliest that a student can be dropped off at the school?
Great question. 7:55 is the earliest. And again, it's due to our COVID mitigation guidelines because we can't have a bunch of students out front gathering together. So 7:55 is the earliest that we can have a student dropped off.
And we have another question. Will special dietary requests be honored?
You know what? I'm not sure because I do know that we've had a set meal, so I don't know that answer. And we will try. I can talk to Miss Bell, who is our cafeteria manager for this summer, and we can get that answer back to you. If you want to, Miss Cox, do we have that person's information that we can reach out to them?
Yeah, I will check with that, and we will we'll reach back out to the person that asked the question and
Okay,
share
great.
that information.
All right, thank you. All right.
The next question, are there specific supplies the children will need to bring?
Great thing about summer school, no supplies. You do not need to provide everything. As a matter of fact, right outside my door are piles of supplies. Yeah, the kids don't need to bring anything back and forth except for their lunch. On the first day of school, we will be sending home. We do have some medical cards from some of the schools, but if we don't, just expect on that first day, if a student brings home a medical card, we do need that filled out and returned to us. You're also going to get a parent handbook talking about most of the things that we spoke today, and you'll just need to sign the last paper and return that to us so we know that you've seen the information. But no, they do not need to bring anything back and forth from school. We will keep all their supplies here.
The next question, is there a difference from the extended school year? Also, is there, I think they're asking, is it Monday through Thursday or 2 days a week?
So ESY is a different program than the general summer school program. The summer school programs we are speaking of today do run 8 to 1 Monday through Thursday. And I apologize, I can't believe I left that out, the Monday through Thursday. So yeah, it is only Monday through Thursday. Students and staff are off on Fridays. And the ESY program is that I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not sure. They do certain days, but their schedule is different from the general summer school program.
And also just let people know that the ESY contact has been added to the chat. So feel free to email that person. We do have more questions. The next question is, will the SPED bus also provide transportation?
If it was requested, if it's set in the student's information that was provided to us. So I do know some school students do have SPED buses available to them. I think if you have a question about a specific child, you can reach out to us if they're in our program and ask us about it, and we can check that for you. Oh, Ms. Taylor Temple, you're muted.
Thank you. The next question, my child is a 7th grader, but was taking 8th grade math. Will she be placed based on her level or her actual grade?
So the 7th and 8th graders are grouped together in the classroom. So we will be doing differentiation, but we are only working on certain skills this year. We're not working on all the skills. Well, I shouldn't say we're not working on all the skills because that's not necessarily true. Remediation is based on certain standards, but when we do our real world application and enrichments, they are going to be actually doing other different skills. So they're a little bit more well-rounded by the time they arrive in the fall. So if they are placed with 7th and 8th graders and we see that their skills are a little bit higher, then most likely when they break up into groups, she might be placed with the 8th graders.
Next question, rising 6th graders that attended I think this is Stonehouse Elementary, will attend Hornsby, ?
That is correct, yes.
Next question, is the ESY located at the same schools and with the students from summer school?
So the ESY Summer School Middle School program is located at Hornsby Middle School. I am not familiar with the elementary middle schools if you have more than one child that's attending, but they are based at the Hornsby Middle School.
And then that's all the questions we have right now in the chat, but also to let parents know, a link for the bus route information has been added to the chat.
And please feel free, we have another staff meeting tomorrow morning with all our staff, so we probably really won't be available in the morning, but please feel free to email me, and my cell phone number. I don't stop working on Friday and Saturday. If you have a question or on Monday you're concerned about something, it's okay to call me or text me at those phone numbers or email me and I will get back to you. I did another one pop up.
Yes. If you choose to sign your child up for the bus route, but can you drive them to school if you choose to do that instead?
So if you've signed your child up for the bus route and you want to change it to picking them up on the first day, just please send in a signed note with the child to turn into their teacher. And please put on there specifically if this is what you want to do for the rest of the school year. And that's one of the things I do want to bring up. I'm glad that came up. Because of the COVID mitigation, the bus route will only pick up one place and drop off at one place. So if you want your child to go home with a friend on another bus, it will not be allowed. The only changes that can be made is if your child doesn't go on the bus or does go on the bus. So please know that your child cannot go home with somebody else. They cannot get off at a different bus stop, even if it is the same bus. They are following these rules to make sure that our students are safe. So please be aware of that. But yes, if you want to change from transportation, picking your student up, to driving them each day, just again, send in a note with a teacher and we will take care of that.
There are no more questions at this time. Oh, another question just came up. So for pickup, will you need to bring your ID?
So yes, so have it ready for especially the first week. Once we get to know who you are, then we probably stop asking. If you pick up a child early, please be prepared to come to the door, get out of your car and come to the door. We will not allow a child to just go out to a car. Even if you phone call us in, you do need to actually come up to the door for an early release and we will ask you for your ID. And the pickup is in the front of the building. Just drive up to the front and the teacher will have a few teachers out there walking the students out at the pickup and drop off in the morning.
I think you kind of answered the next question, but the next question is, are students going to be come outside for pickup or do the parents need to come up at the end of the day? Right.
And yeah, and just know that first week, it's always be patient with us. Please don't be ready to run out the building. Like I said, we're going to want to check and make sure we have the right kids and the right people that they're going home with. So it might take a little bit of time to get them in the right cars. So we may be checking with that. So yeah, just drive up to the front of the building. Don't go to the bus stop in the back. And Miss Taylor Temple, that's the same with Hornsby, right? I just want to make sure I'm not assuming anything. Hornsby, same thing. Drive up to the front of the building. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We have another question. Says, did I see it correctly that some 5th grade students are attending Hornsby? My 5th grader is assigned to an elementary school. Just curious, what's the difference?
We have 3 different, actually we have 4 different programs running in the county right now. We have ESY, we have ESL, and we have general summer school program. We also have a special program going on at James Blair. So Each program is different. General summer school, if they are a fifth grader, that they were a fifth grader this past year and they are general summer school, then they will be going to middle school for Hornsby or to James Blair, because we want to give them that experience so they're comfortable when they join a middle school next year. But other programs are keeping the fifth graders in elementary, so it really does depend on the program. Anything else?
Another question. Oh, well, it says if your child has a medical or dietary restriction that will need to be accommodated by summer school, basically make sure they contact the school.
And it's very important that you fill out, if that medical form comes home to you on that first day, that you fill it out and send it back to us the very next day, because, you know, for us to make sure that we keep track of that information, because the school nurse that is in the building is not your normal school nurse. So they may not be familiar with your child has. So it's very important that you have that medical card on the first day. If one is not sent home with your child and you ask them where it is and they say they didn't get one, it's possible that we already have it on site. But if if you're concerned about something, again, feel free to call me or Miss Temple, and we will check that and make sure that we have the card available with the correct information. Or if something's been changed and you want to update it, ask us to send another one home and we will.
Another question, how long is summer school?
It starts July 6th, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 1, and it ends August 5th, Thursday, 8 to 1. Anything else?
Thank you all for taking part in today's information session. As I said at the beginning, this session has been recorded and it is going to be available immediately following the session on YouTube. It will also be posted on the school division website, wjccschools.org. Tomorrow there's a summer school landing page and it will be included on that page. If you have additional questions following today's session, please feel free to reach out to Ms. Delfico or Ms. Taylor Temple, or my contact information is on the website. And we wish your child the best of luck during summer school, and we can't wait to see them all back for the school year in August as well.